Hello, sweet friends. How are you all doing? This is August. This is Winston. This is Cozy Rosie Reads. We have a super duper exciting video today. I'm like geeked on so many different levels. I teased this video when I did my big bookshelf unhaul, so I'll link that video down below. I'm gonna take you all around to little free libraries in my city to unhaul books, share what I find in little free libraries, and hopefully find even more cool books to bring home. We are going on a voyage, a quest. We are gonna find some awesome stuff. I am so geeked and so excited. We're just gonna have a lot of compilations of traveling around, and I'm really excited. But before we get into it, may I present to you all with the first ever sponsor of Cozy Rosie Reads. Freaking out. So we will cut to a quick sponsorship. Hold on to your hats because this video is super kindly sponsored by Book of the Month. Book of the Month is sponsoring this video. Thank you so much to Book of the Month. If you've been on BookTube for a while, or maybe you're a very new person to BookTube, Book of the Month is a super popular and fast-growing online book service, and their mission is to bring you brand new hardcover books. They vet hundreds of books to give you the absolute best. So if you're like me and have a really hard time knowing what to pick up next, they do it for you. And it's absolutely fantastic. So you can spend more time reading and less time researching. Love. And you all know I am a frugal lady. This is the best feature ever because they have a skip policy. If you're not feeling any of the books in a particular month, you can go ahead and skip, no cost. Plus, they have the best price for new release hardcover books, and you can get your first book for $9.99 with the code GETFUN. Get fun! Get fun, my friends. So let's see what is in their April Book of the Month box. Look at this beauty. I mean, it's stunning. First, we have True Biz by Sarah Novick. This follows a boarding school for deaf students, and it follows their familial, romantic, and political relationships and everything that happens in this deaf boarding school. Bittersweet by Susan Cain, How Sorrow and Longing Makes Us Whole. Part memoir, part storytelling, part research about the power and importance of having those deeper emotions of sorrow and longing. Like a Sister by Kelly Garrett. This is a mystery thriller that follows finding justice for a family member after a horrific crime. The Good Left Undone by Adriana Trigiani. This is an epic that follows 3 generations of Tuscan artists that all have an underlying secret. Ooh. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have Kaiki by Vaishnavi Patel. This is a fantasy mythology debut novel about fate, family, courage, and heartbreak. Here is a beautiful stack of books being featured in Book of the Month's April book box. So using the code GETFUN, you can pick one of these books for $9.99. Do you all want to know which one I picked? Because they all sound fantastic, but I decided to go with Bittersweet, How Sorrow and Longing Make Us Whole by Susan Cain. I've alluded to in some of my previous videos that I'm going through a really hard time and I am experiencing grief, and I just seeing this book gave me this breath of fresh air of oh my gosh, this is exactly what I feel like I need at this moment in this time. And Susan Cain is the author of Quiet, all about introverts. So if you are interested, use my code and link down below. Visit bookofthemonth.com to get your first book for $9.99 using the code GETFUN. And thank you so incredibly much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this week's video. So without further ado, my friends, let's hit the dusty trail and put on some bulky coats because it is cold out. And let's go travel to some little free libraries around town. Thank you so incredibly much for being here. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. I am so excited to see what we can find in these little free libraries. So let's go have an adventure. Thank you so much for being here, friends. I hope you all are doing really well. Let's go. Oh my gosh. This one is so cute. This is such a cool design. Oh my gosh. It's like a tea. Wow, this one is stuffed. So we have a Jody coat. Ooh, we have the entire Twilight series. Wow. We have this little stack up here. Chasing that devil music. Cooking with Friends. Peaceful on Purpose, some Sudoku, Sweet and Heart Cider. not safe. Oh my gosh, razor blade tears. Book of the month without a dust jacket. No way. Bird, lake, moon. Those are all words I like. Spencer thought the house might be haunted. Mitch knew it wasn't and he knew why. It's like YA. I'll leave that for a younger reader then. My friend Leonard, James Fry. I always love this cover, but I just know I'll never actually want to read it. Amphibians and reptiles. Stars over Sunset Boulevard. Ancient Strife. Oh my gosh, I can't feel my fingers. Perks of Being a Wallflower. I've never read it. I know. Ingateth. That sounds fun. Is this part of that series? Oh, I can't think of it right now. Icy Sparks. Okay, sadly, such a cool box. A lot of things. But nothing for me. Oh, it's so cool. Next up, this is so cute. World's 100 Greatest Mysteries. Strange secrets of the past revealed. It's creepy. Oh, no way. They have the Land of Elion books, book 2. I'm actually donating the first one. And I said I would pick up the second. That's just so funny. I should put the first one in here so somebody has it. I have 2 Alexander McCall Smiths, and I haven't even read any, so I'm not gonna pick up another one of his until I know I actually like the writing style. Seems like some YA, love stories of World War II. Seems like, yeah, a lot of YA. Monster High, Lucky One, Nicholas Sparks. This is a big book, I'm just curious. Target Tirpitz. White Jacket, Herman Melville. That is a nice addition. I already have Moby Dick on my TBR. I'm not gonna do another Herman Melville, but I'm seeing a little sneaky little thing. The Jungle Book. Oh, it's retold. So it's not the actual. I was gonna say, I'm like, this would be such a cute copy if it was the full version, but it's not. Okay, nothing for me here, but I am gonna leave the Land of Elion book 1. Good deed for the day. So cute. Oh my. There's just a lot going on in here. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. There we go. A lot of magazines. Mass market paperbacks. Frank McCourt, Hilary Mantel. Which one's this? Bring Up the Bodies. Spoiled. Movie star, Red Bull Field stylist, and tiny tanned girls. No thanks. We got a proof of Crimson Bound. The White Witch of Rosenthal. Ominous. Delisser. I wish I had an extra hand right now. Ooh, this is quite old actually. Ooh. Can I try and find a better place for you? Hi, here I am. That's a little bit better, isn't it, friends? So this is an older edition, and it has a description on the front cover here. The White Witch of Rosehall. Very striking and curious story founded on fact of the West Indies of the early 19th century. The descriptions of island life and scenery and of Obeah magic are particularly well done. The author was for some 40 years editor of The Gleaner, the leading daily paper of the West Indies, and his influence on Jamaican thought and life were immeasurable. By Herbert G. Delisser. First published in 1929. That's pretty cool. Takes place in 1831, did say. December 1831. Ooh, it definitely feels and reads like a classic, like a lot of dialogue, a lot of horseback riding, Barbados. I don't think I'd actually read it though, but it's very unique. Why do I feel like I'm gonna die here? This looks like the most abandoned suburb I've ever seen in my life. I have to go over there. So, why do I feel like a small child is just gonna come walking down the middle of this road and kill me? Okay, we're going. That's the lid. I'm just gonna have to rest it on my head like this. Okay, we actually have some good stuff here. These colors are delicious. What is this? Ooh, Son of Booksellers. I'm gonna have to look this one up on Goodreads because I am not quite understanding if there is a plot. Is it worth it? Should I just do it? It's for free. Whatever. Curious Instead of the Dog in the Nighttime. I haven't read that one in a really long time. Tea Dragon Society. Are you kidding me? I have this, but somebody's getting rid of it. It's in great condition. This is the same one that I have. Oh my god. Fires everywhere. I have heard a lot of people say good things about this one. This copy is large print. Oh, very large print. Okay, so I don't know about everywhere else in the US or in North America or anywhere that has little free libraries. Like, you will always see a copy of The Shack, always see Nicholas Sparks. Here's 2 copies of Dear John. Dean Koontz, we'll see Dean Koontz. Yep, James Patterson, always see that. Nicholas Sparks. Nicholas Sparks, The Bourne Identity, about right. And then you usually see a lot of Christian books, religious books. Seventh Son, looks intense. The old Willis Place ghost story. Oh, Mary Downing Hunt. She's the one who wrote Deep, Dark, and Dangerous, which is really creepy. It's like a YA horror writer. Yeah, if this wasn't large print, I would probably take little friars everywhere, but that large print is actually just a lot. And then we have kids' books all down here, so sadly, nothing for me. Oh my god. The owners of this place literally just came home. So I'm trying not to be weird. Cute. Both of these books were fantastic. I just really need to part with them, so. Okie dokie, friends. So today was an adventure to the northwest side of town. I can't even remember how many little free libraries I went to. Probably like 6. And I was only able to get rid of 5 books. These little free libraries on the northwest side of town did not have a whole lot that I was super interested in, but I did find 4 books. So that's something. My intention with this video was to do a fair trade for trade, but if we're coming down to it where it's okay, I'm going to a bunch of little free libraries and they don't have a whole lot that I'm interested in, I'm just gonna go ahead and start donating without taking anything. But let me show you what I got. just a quick little mini haul, and then we'll try again tomorrow with a different side of town. So I just thought I would do different segments of my city. So we had northwest side, which was a little like suburbs, houses a little bit more spaced out instead of like downtown. So let me show you what I got. I did get My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. This has been talked about a lot on BookTube, otherwise I would have paid attention to it or noticed it, honestly. This has been said to have like just amazing writing. It takes place in the 1950s and follows two young girls, Elena and Leela. It's a generous-hearted novel about a friendship that lasts a lifetime. They grow up on tough streets. The two girls learn to rely on each other ahead of anyone or anything else, as their friendship, beautifully and meticulously rendered, becomes a not always perfect shelter from hardship. Memorable portrait of two women. I am not sure why this has like such raving reviews from everyone I've seen read this, but might as well give it a go. Oh yeah, book one of the Neapolitan Quartet. So it is a quartet. I've heard a lot of people talk about this book in particular, My Brilliant Friend, which was published in 2012 and translated by Anne Goldstein. So it's translated from Italian. So that's the first one. I'm curious. I'm not like super duper excited to read it, mainly just like a booktube made me pick it up kind of thing. Then I picked up River Under the Road by Scott Spencer. I did look this up on Goodreads, and yo, the reviews are so bad. It does not have great reviews, and there are hardly any ratings for it. Not a whole lot of people have read this. It follows 13 parties over the course of 2 decades. An opium-infused barbecue, a reception for a doomed presidential candidate, a fundraiser for a blind child who speaks in tongues, a visit to one of New York's fabled sex clubs. It brilliantly reveals the lives of two couples, one hoping to be admitted to the kingdom of art and the other hoping for a small share of the American dream. It sounds just like very interesting because it seems like it is about a relationship in a couple, but it's all told, I'm assuming, when they're at a party. These 13 parties over 2 decades, which is how it appears at least. This first one does say the farewell brunch, Sunday, August 29th, 1976, and it includes like a little invitation. So I just thought that was really interesting. So why not? I'm just in love with the colors on here. Like these colors are, I want to eat them. And then look at the color of this actual physical book. Are you kidding me? I want to eat that green apple. Then at that super cute one that had like the little window with like the mushroom and like little figurines in it, I did find 2 things. And one is actually a book that has been on my want to listen list on Libby or Hoopla for a while. So I was like, why not? Not a fan of this cover art, I will say. It is The Scent Keeper by Erica Bauermeister. I've heard of this. This cover is not my favorite, but it does follow like smells and glass bottles that have scents in them, and they live in a cabin on a remote island, like vibes. Like that's totally 100% like my vibe, right? Like I love it. So hopefully it's good. Explores the provocative beauty of scent, the way it can reveal hidden truths, lead us to the person we seek, and even help us find our way back home. Hopefully it's not hokey. I feel like it would just be like a fun summer read. Like I love anything to deal with the 5 senses. Like, is this going to be just a lighthearted version of Perfume? We shall see. But yeah, I got that one. The last book that I got on my outing today was actually, oh, so excited, The Borrowers by Mary Norton. Look at these illustrations. Like, it's so colorful. I love the live action movie The Borrowers. That came out in what, like the late 90s? Mid 90s? Such a fan. It was one of my favorite movies of all time. It was one of those movies that like we didn't own it on VHS. So the only time I feel like I could watch it like once every few months by renting it at Blockbuster, and like just showing my age, but like I love the movie The Borrowers, and I honestly had no idea it was a book until I saw this, and this just seems so magical. I love collecting children's literature and YA, especially older copies like this. Like this is one of those like glossy hardcovers. It's just in really nice shape. So like, I don't know if I'd actually read it anytime soon, but just like to have it, I love collecting like, yeah, classic children's literature. Oh my gosh, these illustrations. Look at that, magical. All right, I'm baking. It's cold outside, but the sun is toasting me right now in the car. So I will check in with you all next adventure I go on to more little free libraries, and hopefully we can get rid of more books because I only got rid of 5 today. And I brought 10 with me. But overall, I think I have at least 20, 25. So I will check in with you all later.
Hello, mates. I'm here with my friend Alec in the wild. Looking at some book boxes. What do we have here? The husband list. Bro!
Wait, they actually have a really cool copy of Misery. It's a cool copy. Chicken Soup. James Patterson, Nora Roberts, Seabiscuit. And then Lord of the Rings Strategy and Battle Game. All of them that you could ever imagine. And Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Well, we already have a copy of Misery at home, so this is gonna be a no. This one's a mysterious one, as you can see. It's a fogged glass. So you have no idea what kind of titles are inside. Let's find out. Ooh! Looks like we have like a series. La Resurrección, El Testamento. Joy Luck Club. Crossing the Horizon. The Return of Santa Paws. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Oh, that's a cool cover. I already have this one though. I can't wait to read it, but that's a really cool cover. Necropolis. Religion for Atheists. Ooh. Volume 1, At the Edge of Empire. The Death and Life of Spoon Finch. Ah. And then we have Picasso, my grandfather, and something else. Well, I think it's like a YA.
I think so.
I mean, if it's a 17-year-old who's been 17 years old
Yeah.
for a century.
That's how it starts too.
What does it say?
That's weak. Let us begin with this. I am 17 years old. And also this. I have been 17 years old for a century.
Okay.
Thanks, dude. Got that on the back.
Redundant. Aggressively. This one's big. I'm already seeing the Miley Cyrus book, Miles to Go. Firefall.
Committed.
Ooh, a love story. We have an Elizabeth Strout, Olive Again. Okay, interesting find. Unorthodox marinated pork is what her shirt says. I Could Be Your Neighbor, isn't that horrifying? Caven Bryce Gonzalez is like a book of poetry. Unique. I'm gonna take it. Okay, so since this big box had Olive Again, I am going to donate my copy of Olive Kitteridge. I heard that I should read this, but every time I look at it, I just like don't feel inspired. So I'm gonna leave this book in hopes that someone would be super happy to have this one and then Olive Again. Right? Yeah.
I'm gonna read you this one.
Okay.
Okay. If only I could whistle. Man, that'd be sweet. I would strut a fine tune when I'm happy. Kick my heels up and twirl a cane. I could turn an empty gas station bathroom into a harmonica by whistling my blues into all the urinals. So good.
I love it. Yeah, it says he's like a depraved Florida man. I like it. Okay. We're gonna donate this one and we're gonna put it right next to that one. All right, one book down. That didn't work. Ooh. Okay. Seeing a lot of like YA books and Christian books. James Patterson again. Always gonna find James Patterson. Nothing in here for me. Some cute YAs though. This is how it be.
That was a loud sniffle. Sorry. My hands are really shaky. As you can tell, August is really good at Tetris. Super good at Tetris. Some color the Tetris queen in some circles. There you go. Oh, did you find one? Oh, wow. I don't know what that is. Oh, tuck everlasting. What if a face just appeared in that window looking out? Found one. Oh, Taylor Desperado, what? Fucking, why aren't you taking that one?
Oh my gosh. I have some good stuff in there. I got this rad copy of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which I haven't read since I was little. But like, look at that illustration! They had Madame Bovary and Tale of Despereaux and classic like Bridge to Terabithia, Tuck Everlasting. I'm gonna do this one and then let's donate. What book should we donate into this one? Let's do Here on Earth, Alice Hoffman. A great book, but I'm never gonna read it again. So, what are you doing? What? Visual effects. Okay. Car smells like French fries.
You smell like French fries.
Thank you. Oh, there's 2 whole rows in the back. Wow, okay. Orphan Island. Sounds intriguing, but there's no dust jackets. I have no idea what that is. Funny humane novel about a perfect family. See, I don't like stuff about
Families. I always hate it.
divorce papers. It's ARC. I see this one all over. I'll take it there. No way. The Hours. I have this one. I haven't read it yet. This is cool. Look at those like green pages. Testimony of 2 men. Oh, no way. We have this. We bought it at Target. See, why ever buy anything? That's my question. And what Alice forgot. What should I do with my life? Frederick Bachman. More Than Serving Tea. A Good Year.
Oh, and these are all kids' books.
Oh man, I thought there'd be something in here. There's so many. Yeah, all kids stuff.
My kids' stuff.
My kids stuff. It's really full, but. Howdy friends, it is day 3, outing 3 of the Little Free Libraries. I am in the old stomping grounds of where I went to high school, in the suburbs behind my old high school. That is where we're exploring today, and I'm hoping that this will actually be, there's enough around this area that I can get rid of all my books. That is what the goal is. Hopefully we can do it all, because I've been to so many Little Free Libraries already, and we are in front of a really cute one. So let's go check it out, part 3, and hopefully find some goodies. This one is freaking adorable. It has shingles on it and everything. It's a little actual house, so let's go check it out. It is so cute. Oh, another one of these that you can't. Just gonna have to hold it. But let's see if there's anything in here. Honestly, this cover with like the spring ground and everything is just such a vibe. But I feel like it would be a little hokey. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling about two florists who fight against each other, and I don't know, it sounds like it could be funny, but I don't know if I trust it. So for now we'll say no. Spyline, Short Second Life of Brie Stephanie Meyer. Oh. I haven't heard of that one personally. Let's see. 9 Coaches Waiting. A beautifully written mingling of romance and mystery. That sounds kind of fun. I'm looking for fun stuff. Okay, so nothing really in here for me personally. I might come back if some of these sound fun, but they are like romance, thriller, suspenses. I'm thinking specifically of the Julie and Romeo here, and then also 9 Coaches Waiting. They're both like romances, which I'm not really super into, but like, should I give them a shot? Let's do it. I'm trying to get rid of books anyway. Let's give romance a shot because I don't read romance, and I can find out if I actually like it or not, and what is a good way to do it. Okay, so since this one had a lot of like suspense and romances, I'm gonna donate You Were Made for This by Michelle Sachs, which I ended up not actually ever reading, and then The Night Sister, which is a fun suspense thriller mystery thing. So we're gonna do both of these. This one's like a domestic thriller from what I remember, but I just like didn't feel pulled enough to read it, so we're gonna donate these. No way. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Gina's Corner. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. This is the back. Oh my gosh, look at that pink. It's so beautifully detailed. Take a book, leave a book, sit, relax, and read a book. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of like kids stuff. I'm seeing Prayer for Own Meaning, which I've read. It's a mass market paperback that is severely warped. Oh no, it's so warped. What happened? Oh man. Mustang, Wild Spirit of the West. Ooh, The Parasitic Mind. Gotta look through these little tiny spines because you never know. Meetings that work. When was this published? Look at that. People just don't. I feel better. Why is that so funny? Yeah. Oh, darn. Nothing really in here for me. Home Guide to Emergency Medical Situations. Wow. Yeah, nothing in here for us. Should I add? I should add something in this one. I think there needs to be a little bit more variety. Ooh, okay. We have 13 Reasons Why in here, which I've never read, but I remember wanting to read it when it came out. Girl, Wash Your Face. Let's see here. A lot of, oh, no way. Charlotte's Web. I'm taking this one. Just another classic. You know, it's good. Classic children's literature. I love it. Kennedy Curse, The Year of Our Children. Mockingjay, Secret Royal Love Letters. What? Who put this like traffic light sticker on here? Oh, cool. See, I don't know enough about the royal family, but that's very interesting. Dark History of the Tudors. Oh my gosh. Murder, adultery, incest, witchcraft, wars, religious persecution, and piracy. Sounds so interesting. I feel like this is a book my friend would love She's like really into like the tutors and stuff. I don't know, maybe not. I'm gonna pass on this one, but very cool. Just for the art even. I'm gonna donate my copy of Persepolis. I feel like this one would fit the vibe of what's in here. So we'll try to squeeze it in somewhere. This is very hard to do by myself. I think I prefer having someone here with me to help me film these videos because this is really challenging. Okay, there it is. Bye, cute box. Pew. So cute. Love the art. And that's the other side. So cute. On to the next. This one's cool. Okay, so it looks like we have some of these like Dakota treasures. Pearl. We have the guilty. I don't know what that means. We have a baseball memoir, My Turn at Bat, The Story of My Life by Ted Williams. We have a lot of these like historical novels. We have Opal. We had Pearl, now we have Opal. We have Mourning for Dove. Reminds me of American Girl Doll. Talk to the Hand. Queen Bees and Wannabes. Ooh, look at that. Early 2000s cover. Helping your daughter survive cliques, gossip, boyfriends, and other realities of adolescence. No way. Schooled. I read this in high school. Capricorn Anderson has never watched television. He's never tasted a pizza, never even heard of a wedgie. Since he was little, his only experience has been living on a farm commune, being homeschooled by his hippie grandmother. I freaking read this when I was little. Like a YA. I totally read this. I'm having the weirdest flashback of my life. While Cap knows a lot about tie-dyeing and Zen Buddhism, no education could prepare him for the politics of public school. It's middle school, he has long ungroomed hair, wears hemp clothes, and practices Tai Chi out on the lawn. That is so funny. I remember really enjoying this book. I think I just like picked it up on a whim and it was like from the library and I really liked it, but I'm gonna leave it for someone else here. I don't know if it has aged well. I'm very curious now. Oh my gosh, speaking of American Girl collection, look at this one. The old Samantha Surprise, it's so cute. Jimmy Buffett, Salty Piece of Land. That font is terrifying. Comic Sans. Sadly, nothing in here for me. But it's cute. It's a cute little box. Okay, it is officially cold and raining and I'm freezing and my hair's wet, but I love this neighborhood. I have only been driving 2 minutes apart, and as I'm on my way to another little free library that I find, like just on the little free library app, I find another one. I'm already on my way to one that the ETA was 3 minutes away, and on my way there, about 30 seconds in, boom, there's another one. This area is fantastic, and I'm having a whole new appreciation for my neighborhood right now that there are so many of these. I am just feeling so grateful that I live in a place that like cherishes and loves Little Free Library so much, that there's one every block. Oh, that was very Midwestern-y. Block. 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 This one's really cute. Let's go. These like little stoppers. Oh, this one's a little tight. It's all wood. There's a cute little like flower handle. Let's see. Ooh. We have an arc of The Little Russian by Susan Sherman. Never heard of this one. The novel tells the story of Berta Alshonsky, who revels in childhood memories of her time spent with a wealthy family in Moscow. A life filled with salons, balls, and all the trappings of the upper class. Wait. Wait. Susan Sherman is a former chairman of the art department of Whittier College. She is also the co-creator of That's So Raven. That's amazing. That's her first novel. So this sounds really interesting. May 1897. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to hold this up with my leg. Look at this. Look at this. What am I doing? What is this? Okay, this does sound interesting, but like, would I actually read it? Because I like the writing style when we open it up here, this prologue. It's beautiful writing, but I don't know if I will read it because it's pretty thick and the font size is pretty small and it's an ARC. So it's not even like its final version. So I'm gonna say no for now. Excuse me, what? Look at this copy. That's even cooler than the one I got earlier. This is so 70s. They look like the freaking Beatles going into the Yellow Submarine. What is this? That's so cool. I want it. Is it too much if I take this and then donate my other copy? Or like, is this like a collector's edition? Like what is, I'm just excited. I feel like I should leave it for someone else, but let's just like document this moment and you all can yell at me in the comments if it was the biggest mistake of my life leaving this year. Okay. Oh, I just got one though. Okay, got kidnapped. Half-Life of Molly Pierce. I might come back later, who knows? But for now, I'm good. Wow, this one's cute, and I'm already seeing Tale of Peter Rabbit. Another classic children's literature. Oh my gosh, this is full. Oh, cute. Oh, we got some actual like kind of books back here. We have Hot Sir, Laura Restrepo, translated by Ernesto Mestre Reed. The Orphan's Tale. Hyacinth. Nothing in Nora Roberts. Of course, nothing in there for me. No, I guess I'm just kind of looking at all these like tiny kids books. These are like so satisfying though. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, there's a bunny. There's a bunny. All the spring animals are out. Hey, quick little check-in. I only have 6 books left to donate. They're all in here. So I'm gonna take a quick little break and warm up because it's cold. And then I'm gonna go to the other side of town. I'm gonna see if there are any little free libraries on my way back. I'm honestly seeing something just right down the street that looks like another little free library. This neighborhood is nuts. So I'm gonna go see what that is and then go to the other side of town, which is a little bit more downtown area, also where I used to live. It has these like beautiful historic homes and more apartments and downtown city life. So let's do that because it makes sense, but most of the suburbs here have just a lot of kids' books, which makes a lot of sense, and I understand. But I want literature too, okay? Okay, let's go. Shut up, I love this one. I love this one. How cute and pink. Love the pink. like a good one. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea again, but this is such a cool edition. It's so old. What? Ooh, we have a book of poetry by, oh my gosh, this is so old. Macefield? Have I heard of it? Wow, this is very old and dainty. Oh my gosh. And it's just sitting out here. Everlasting mercy. I cut my teeth and took to fun. I learned what not to be afraid of. Very cool. Love this color so much, but I probably won't read it. Orinoco, Afrabane. I'm not having good luck on this side of town, so I'm just gonna donate all my stuff. And I'm gonna leave one more in here. We're gonna go to one more, and that's it, because I'm not having good luck on this side of town. Okay, friends, this is the last one for this tiny little park. Last chance, last chance. Versus the Homo sapiens agenda. Oops. We have a men's guide to the women's bathroom, question mark. Professor Chandra Follows the Bliss. I've seen this one at Dollar Tree. Ooh, what? Stories by Mary Ann Dagencourt, almost. Oh my gosh, no way. This is 1000% my kind of book. Shut up. Yes, we end on such a high. Finally finding something that like I would actually read. The Hard Way, Julie Luongo. Interesting, that's a maybe. It's my favorite book as a kid. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This one was a success. We did it. We did it. We're home. I wanted to go over the last few books that I ended up picking up in the little free libraries and actually telling you a little bit more about the plot. And there are some that I picked up that I didn't even show you. So let's go over them really quickly and then wrap up. What did we learn? What did we find? Was this a rewarding experience? Do I recommend? First off, yes, I do recommend. This was so much fun, and I got to see so many new areas of my own neighborhood that I've never been to. So it's really fun to explore and see new things. So I briefly showed one of these book boxes. I got 2 books in, both Julie and Romeo by Jean Ray and 9 Coaches Waiting by Mary Stewart. Both of these are very like uncomfy for me almost because I don't read like romances or from this genre at all, but I am all for trying new things, and especially if it's in a little free library and I'm already donating books back, like why not give it a go? It is basically risk-free to do that. So firstly, Julie and Romeo. I just adore this cover. It's just so springy and summery, but it follows 2, I believe maybe older people. It does say a deliciously funny and wickedly sexy novel of love found. Romeo and Julie are rival florists in Boston whose families have hated each other for as long as anyone can remember. What they can't remember is why. When these 2 vital, lonely people see each other across a crowded lobby at a small business owner's seminar, an intense attraction blooms that neither tries to squelch. They're not sure what fate has in store for them, but they're not about to let something as silly as a generations-long feud stand in the way of finding out. And we'll see. We'll see if it's fun. I feel like it could be fun. Also, there's just like these gorgeous photographs of flowers in here. If you don't know and you haven't been here, I love descriptions of flowers and botany and plants, like so much. So I feel like this would be like a fun summer light read. So that is that one. 9 Coaches Waiting by Mary Stewart. So I actually had to look this one up on Goodreads because there really isn't a description, but it did come out in 1958. So let us look up the plot real quick. I do have my laptop here, so let us see. When lovely Linda Martin first arrives at Chateau Valmy as an English governess to the 9-year-old Count Philip de Valmy, the opulence and history surrounding her seems like a wondrous, ecstatic dream. But a palpable terror is crouching in the shadows. Blah, blah, blah. When an accident deep in the woods nearly kills Linda's innocent charge, she begins to wonder if someone has deadly plans for the young Count. So it sounds like suspense, thriller, mystery. I am excited. Like, I hopefully will enjoy it. So there is that one. And I mentioned when I was like out and about filming the little free library stuff that if I couldn't find anything, I've been picking up some, you know, some cute kids books just because I can't wait to have like a little library for like my like future nieces and nephews. I don't have any yet, but like I have just been slowly collecting classic children's literature that I probably won't read. Same with like The Borrowers when I picked that one up earlier. I probably won't read it, but I am excited to pass it on to a kiddo in my life at some point. Not my own child, but just I want to be that auntie that has books for every age range. So I did see The Tale of Jemima Puddle Duck by Beatrix Potter. I didn't really grow up with Beatrix Potter, but this edition is so gorgeous. I just have always loved Beatrix Potter's illustration style. It is just so stunning and light and gorgeous. So I got this one and it's so cute. Look at the little facts and the little puddle duck. So I got that one. I also found a copy of Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. I just love this edition. It is in such good shape. It's a hardcover and it's really, really nice. And I have not read Charlotte's Web since I was very, very little. So I feel like this is another just like classic children's literature. Oh my gosh, there's a little bookmark in here. Oh, it's so cute. Then the really, really cool like kids book, but it's creepy, but it's so cool, is The Ghost of Windy Hill by Clyde Robert Bula, illustrated by Don Bolognese. This is so stunning, like this blue color. So you're like, oh, it's kind of like a haunted, like kids book, very old, but then, wow, look at that back. It's so eerie. The illustrations in here are so creepy. And it's so old, and this was gifted Christmas of '78. And I just love finding like vintage pieces like this. Look at that illustration style. It's so eerie, but so my jam. So this was originally published in 1968. It does smell fantastic. It smells really, really good. And I have no idea what it's about, but it does say in the beginning, the boy and girl sat on the step in front of the candle shop. And it's just so cool. So like this is one that I would definitely read. It's just so haunting and cool, and it's about a ghost, but it's also a kid's story, an illustration book. This was such a cool find. I'd never heard of it, and I'm really excited about it. And then lastly, the last little free library I went to, thankfully actually had stuff that like I 1000% was like, yes. I feel like at the beginning of this video was a lot of books that like I had heard of, or maybe I hadn't, but like they didn't really feel like, oh my gosh, I want to read this right now or right away. But these two definitely feel that way for me, and that makes me really happy. So the first one I got is The Hard Way by Julie Luongo. I actually really love this like flash photography, styrofoam paper cup vibe. I like it. But yeah, it's all about a woman named Lucy, and she changes her careers and boyfriends as often as she changes her socks. She lacks focus. She tries a bunch of different careers, but unfortunately starving artist isn't exactly a desirable job title, so she hides her creativity under her business suit. As if figuring out her life isn't hard enough, all of Lucy's friends are getting married, but Lucy's not sure if she's capable of living happily ever after, until Ben, Lucy's Mr. Right, comes along at completely the wrong time. It just sounds like a lot of fun, and I was a little on the fence about this until I opened it up and started reading. And it starts with a chapter called Beach Bar with Tequila, watercolor on paper 1990. And it says, the death of Lucy's father marked the moment when 3 women began their lives as new people. And then it goes on, Lucy was the collegiate quasi-feminist who was studying journalism and demanded to be called a woman, quote unquote. And I was like, okay, I love stories about women making their way, kind of coming of age, early 20s. It's a literature that I love. It really is, and I want to read more of it, so this was perfect. So got that one as well. And then as you saw, winner for the most beautiful cover in my mind is Almost Stories by Marianne Dagencourt. And this is a short story collection, very tiny, absolutely gorgeous. Look at these freaking colors. This was originally published in 2013, and it's a short story collection. It takes the reader on a journey through a diverse array of lives and relationships, from a journalist finding new love after the death of her husband to a schoolgirl shocked to discover her mother's secrets. Dagencourt delves deep into the emotional lives of her characters and sheds light on the mysteries of human decisions and the significance of art and music in our lives. 1000% my jam. One of the last books that I read, or the last book that I read in March, was the Matisse stories by A.S. Byatt, and I freaking loved it. It was a short story collection. I loved it so incredibly much. Another just tiny short story collection about people's lives and art. And I'm now realizing I'm finding more and more of my niche, and this is 1000% my niche. So ending this like video adventure quest vlog thing on this was the most perfect thing ever in the world. So that is that. Altogether then, friends, we've got all of these books after unhauling all of mine. I didn't get as many as I unhauled, but that's okay. I don't need more books. But we just have such a huge variety. We have some classics. Oh my gosh. David, you gotta move. You gotta go. We have some classics, some things I've heard about on BookTube. We have some books I had never heard of, and some classic children's literature. So that is the beautiful stack. It's just so eclectic and very me, and we'll see. Hopefully I will get to some of these books soon and can let you all know my thoughts. I would love to hear if you found anything in a little free library recently, what book you are interested in, or if you've read. I would love to hear. This was so much fun. I did learn that a lot of people in my area like to read a lot of Nora Roberts, a lot of Nicholas Sparks, a lot of James Patterson. It was really difficult for me to find books that I would actually want to read, but that's okay. We ended up finding a really good variety. I'm really excited. I'm so happy. This was so much fun. I would love to do this again, so let me know if you would like me to do it again when I do another big bookshelf unhaul. I'm thinking probably once every few months. It's good for me to just go through and reassess both books that I've read as well as books that are on my TBR that I no longer feel like I even want to read. I feel like it's really helpful to do that and then go and spread them around town like a little book gnome fairy thing, just dropping off little books and finding new ones to welcome into my life. Thank you so incredibly much for being here, and thank you again to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video. I'm so happy and excited, and I feel so good. Thank you so much for being here. I hope y'all are doing really well, and I can't wait to see you all again very soon for my next video. Stay cozy, my friends. Bye!